Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into something I find absolutely fascinating. Every single year, literally thousands of actors head to Hollywood just to try their luck. They're chasing fame, sure, but a very select few, well, they achieve something way beyond just being famous. Today, we're unpacking the top 10 women who didn't just star in massive blockbusters, they built absolute financial empires. We're talking hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars here. And it's not just from memorizing lines, it's from super savvy business moves, production companies, fashion brands, and major endorsements. So let's explore their career paths, their iconic movies, and the completely hidden stories behind this crazy level of success. So, here's the big question for you. Do you think someone can actually become a billionaire purely from acting salaries alone? Or does it require an entirely different level of business strategy? It's kind of a wild thought, right? Because it completely changes how we look at the entertainment industry. Okay, let's dive into this and kick off our countdown to the absolute top of the wealth ladder. And seriously, stick around for number one, because the sheer scale of wealth at the top is absolutely going to reframe how you view Hollywood. All right, let's start things off with Tier 1, the Hollywood heavyweights. Kicking off our top 10 is the incredibly talented Jennifer Lawrence, coming in with a fortune of $170 million. Now, for the stars in this first tier, wealth is mostly built by maxing out those traditional acting salaries and locking in really smart early production deals. And for Lawrence, well, her rise was absolutely meteoric. I mean, at just 22 years old, she won an Oscar, cementing herself as one of the youngest Best Actress winners in Hollywood history. Actually, there was even a time when she was officially ranked as the single highest-paid actress in the entire world. We all know her as the face of those massive Hunger Games and X-Men franchises. But to put that $170 million empire into perspective, it isn't just box office residuals. She's expertly woven in incredibly lucrative brand endorsements, like her super iconic relationship with Dior, along with her own production projects. It's a really smart mix that secures her lasting wealth. Moving rapidly up the list, we've actually got a tie for number 9 and 8, Sandra Bullock and Julia Roberts. Both of these incredible women sit on staggering personal fortunes of $250 million each. They really represent this amazing era of Hollywood where sheer star power alone could command absolute top dollar at the box office. Let's look at number 9, Sandra Bullock. She has seamlessly transitioned between romantic comedies and intense action thrillers for her whole career. But here is the absolute standout fact. For her lead role in the film Gravity, she negotiated a deal that earned her one of the biggest single salaries in Hollywood history. We're talking reportedly north of $70 million for one movie. Crazy, right? And beyond that massive payday, she also relies heavily on her own production company and a really shrewd portfolio of real estate investments. And tied at number 8 is Julia Roberts, widely celebrated as the queen of Hollywood romance. Her filmography is legendary. I mean, think of era-defining hits like Pretty Woman and Erin Brockovich. But what keeps her firmly in this top 10 are her smart producing credits and exclusive brand deals. They just perfectly complement her massive cinematic income. Let's move to and see how this builds as we enter Tier 2, the business moguls. Introducing number 7, Reese Witherspoon, valued at a massive $400 million. Now, this is where the story shifts. We're moving from women earning massive paychecks to true corporate entrepreneurs who completely accelerated their wealth. Over the years, Reese has totally evolved from a beloved actress into a highly successful, just formidable business mogul. And this career shift brilliantly illustrates the change in our countdown. While her acting and television income was obviously substantial, we all know Legally Blonde and Wild, her true financial explosion actually came from ownership. She didn't just sit around waiting for roles, she founded her own production company, Hello Sunshine, specifically to tell women's stories. Selling a major stake in that media company, that is the single strategic move that skyrocketed her right to that $400 million mark. Keeping the energetic pacing going, we land at number 6, Jessica Alba, boasting a fortune of $300 million. Jessica is another absolute superstar who successfully bridged that really massive gap between being a Hollywood darling and a cutthroat corporate executive. If we contrast her famous film career, like Fantastic Four and Sin City, with her business ventures, a super fascinating picture emerges. While her acting definitely paid well, building her own consumer goods empire, The Honest Company, right from the ground up, proved that an actress can dominate the retail market just as fiercely as the box office. This jump into consumer products is actually one of the most crucial elements of her massive wealth. Grouping our next two powerhouses, we have Jennifer Aniston at number 5 with $320 million and Nicole Kidman at number 4 with $250 million. Now, Aniston is obviously one of the most successful actresses in TV history. Fun fact, during the final season of Friends, she was one of the highest paid actresses on television, and she just followed that up with massive streaming deals for shows like The Morning Show and blockbusters like Murder Mystery. Matching that powerhouse energy, at number 4 is Nicole Kidman, an amazing Australian-born talent who built a massive American footprint. With iconic hits like Moulin Rouge and Big Little Lies, Kidman really built her wealth through strategic producing credits, right alongside highly lucrative luxury brand deals. Okay, let's step into our final tier. Tier 3, the billionaire shockers. This is where things get really wild. Sitting at number 3 with a financial footprint of $300 million is Angelina Jolie. We are officially crossing the threshold into the absolute highest echelons of wealth on this list, and Jolie has firmly cemented her status as one of Hollywood's most famous actresses, and equally, as a highly respected director. Her resume is just packed with action-heavy blockbusters, but she definitely didn't stop in front of the camera. Directing, producing, and landing exclusive brand partnerships really built up her wealth. At the same time, her deep, renowned commitment to global humanitarian work has truly defined her legacy just as much as her incredible filmography. Now, what's truly staggering here is the sheer scale of the wealth gap we're about to cross. A superstar like Nicole Kidman sets a ridiculously high bar at $250 million. But when we look at our top 2 spots, the numbers just completely explode. We're leaving the multimillionaires behind and entering the very elusive billionaire club. The difference between $250 million and multiple billions is, well, it's a monumental leap in financial power. Which brings us to number 2. Let me ask you something. Who is Jami Gertz? Casual film fans might not immediately recognize her name, yet her fortune is quite literally in the billions, easily placing her near the very, very top of the world's richest actresses. So Jami Gertz did have a very successful acting career. She starred in classic 80s and 90s hits like Twister and The Lost Boys. But her shocking billionaire status, it doesn't actually come from box office residuals at all. It actually stems from massive family investments, vast business holdings, and, get this, sports team ownership. In fact, her family's ownership ties include the NBA's Atlanta Hawks. It is just the ultimate, mind-blowing example of combining Hollywood roots with colossal investment strategies. And finally, we reach the undisputed number 1. With a net worth securely in the billions, it is the one and only Oprah Winfrey. She is the wealthiest American woman in the entertainment industry, who has also graced the silver screen as an actress. While she has absolutely delivered incredible film performances over the years, her true wealth is an empire entirely of her own making. So the crucial point is this. Oprah didn't just work for the media. She became the media. By independently launching her own network, a huge publishing wing, and making brilliant investments in things like luxury estates and private aircraft, she basically created the absolute blueprint for Hollywood billionaires. She isn't just on the list. She wrote the rules for it. Before we wrap up this explainer, let's do a quick bonus section. Epilogue, the rising star. Let's look at who might climb this list next. Meet Zendaya. She's currently valued between $30 and $40 million, and she is just leading global franchises left and right. Think Spider-Man and Dune, alongside acclaimed hits like Challengers. Financial experts and industry insiders are already predicting that with her current trajectory, she is going to rapidly climb the highest ranks of these wealth lists in the coming years. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to think about. Will Zendaya become the next billionaire actress? As we've seen today, the path to $1 billion usually requires stepping outside of the recording studio and into the boardroom. So what do you guys think? Will she rely on acting and endorsements alone, or is she going to build the next great business empire to reach the top? It's definitely something to think about the next time you buy a movie ticket. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.